And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be doing the level 68 Summoner Quest. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So we are here at Apkalu Falls in Old Gridania at 10-6, and we need to talk to Mithrie. So the quest is called Off the Record. Mithrie seems to be having trouble making headway with her research. So I searched through the usual histories, but found scant mentions of Sari. 'Tis as Prin has said, records of his existence have all but been expunged. And since my own knowledge is limited to the day I was stored away, we must rely on those lost Alag records that escaped the purge. My colleague Rambros may be able to help us there. Hardly a day goes past when his team does not lift some forgotten treasure from the ruins in Mordona. Shall we pay him a visit? Cool. So we need to obviously go to St. Conrad's Find in Mordona. So let's go to Revenant's Toll. I like saying Revenant, even though it's not R, but you know, just because it's funny. There's not even an R in funny, but whatever. Okay, so let's go. I am proud of the progress so far. Like, I was proud that I got all 60 in Heavensward, and I will get hopefully all 70 in Stormblood, touch wood. So, yeah. So, progressing on nicely. I personally, my opinion is the leveling's too fast, but that's just me. I know people have different mindsets, but I feel, given that we're going to be in Stormblood for the next 2 years, it's too quick. But whatever. Okay, let's talk to this person. Oh, an FC member. Hello. There's Rambros. So, Mithrie has informed me of your search, and I shall be certain to contact you should our discoveries include any mention of this Sari. There may, however, be a swifter way to acquire the information you seek. I know of a certain merchant who collects undeciphered tombstones with even greater zeal than the sons of Conrad Fine. Ah, you speak of Rowena. Aye, we have formed something of a symbiotic relationship with her consortium. In return for financing our excavations, we provide Rowena with a selection of our finds. I'm sure you would find her amiable to a request for assistance. After all, you would merely need to borrow her tombstones for a time, yes? Here, I've penned a letter with my personal reassurances that her stock will be returned, none the worse for wear. Cool. Fair enough, fair enough. So let's go to... back to Revenant's Toll. Let's do it. It's a shame when you run around the game at night, because quite often there is like no music. The world is just eerily quiet. Okay, so let's talk to our friend Rowena. I wonder if Rowena and Geralt will ever, like, date again. So, what can I do for you? So let's hand over Rambro's letter. It says, a polite request to borrow tombstones, penned by the meticulous hand of Rambros and addressed to Rowena. So you've the backing of old Rambros, eh? Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to lend you some of my tombstones. In fact, I'll do you one better and let you borrow the transcripts, courtesy of the scribes at the Ironworks. As books, they are a damn sight heavier, but you don't need fancy machines when they're all penned down in ink and parchment. Give me a summary of the contents when you've finished, and I'll consider that as payment. Collectors part with more coin if they know what they're getting, and my time's too precious to waste on reading ancient history. Consider it a deal, Rowena, and thank you. Well, Mithrie, shall we get to work? Yep. So we managed to get some stuff. So let's go talk to Mithrie. Oh, sorry, the game missed the sound effect for some reason. So where is our lady? Here she is. Shall we join her? Let's sit. Cool. So now let's talk to Mithrie. So fancy that. I've barely begun skimming the very first volume, and there are already some promising passages. Let us wake Prim and share our findings, shall we? Yep. Why not? So, Rambros, have you come to check on our progress? This charming tome is Principa, a sentient familiar of ancient Allag. A pleasure to meet you, Master Rambros. Pray call me Prin if you prefer. Thank you, Prin. And might I say what a privilege it is to meet such a rare and clever construct. Clever? Well, yes. Apparently Prin was written that way. In fact, we were just hoping to hear an opinion on a new snippet of information I've uncovered. 'Twas an order listed in a record of Imperial military communications, commanding that the fruits of Master Summoner's research be seized. It appears that the army had more than a passing interest in Sari's experiments. And what exactly was the purpose of this research? Master Sari toiled to wed summoning magics with aether-chemical technology. For example, he experimented with replacing grimoires with mechanical mediums and sought to manifest Egi of greater authenticity by utilizing high-speed computations. Simply put, he turned to machines to enhance traditional summoning methods. Is that the gist of it? Correct, but Master Sari was never one to abuse the success of his experiments. No matter how they magnified his power, he would not place his trust in machines. Their inherently complex nature was too prone to error, he said. The dates on these communications indicate a time in the later half of Sari's life. Is it possible something could have occurred between crafting you and the execution of this order that may have greatly altered the summoner's outlook? There was, of course, the violent wave of anti-summoner sentiment that swept through Allag. It claimed the lives of many of Master Sari's disciples. Following their deaths, he began spending much of his time cloistered within his laboratory. So, such an incident could certainly be responsible for changing a man. And Principa, you were aware of subsequent events once you fell into slumber, yes? So, from what we've learned so far, it is safe to say that this foe we encountered, it related to Sari's research in some way. So, and there are likely more clues buried in these records. I shall speak with Captain Wolf and ask to borrow the sharp minds of this summoner squad. It's a rather intimidating pile to tackle on our own. Well, seeing as you have the transcripts, there is no need to travel far. You are welcome to make use of my 10 and reference materials on Allag found therein. That would be an enormous help, thank you. Let's haul these books to the dig site, shall we? Okay, so we need to go back to St. Connor's Fine. So, yeah. Now, guys, just so you know, in case you haven't noticed it, with my stream and so on, because I do live stream still, in case you're wondering. I'm actually live streaming now full-time on Twitch, because I'm now fully a Twitch partner. It doesn't mean I can never stream on YouTube again. It's just a case of, until YouTube fixes quite a lot of issues, I have no need to stream on YouTube, if you know what I mean. I'm not 100% exclusive to Twitch. The contract says I can stream on other platforms after 24 hours have passed. Just so you know. Just so you know. Anyway, where are we going? Where's Mithrie? Oh, there she is. Look, I was like, where is she? She's like, right next to you. Our summoner colleagues arrived with a swiftness after I relayed to them our request. 'Tis well to see them recovered from their injuries. With everyone pitching in, we stand a good chance of finding something useful. Ah, here's the bugger I was looking for. 'Tis a record of when the military finally caught up with Sari. It says here the summoner was found dead, killed by someone else, it seems. Then we have proof of the original Sari's demise in the Third Astral Era. Now there remains the question of who or what attacked us in this age. My coin is one of those clone creations. Is there aught more to the story, Lieutenant? It goes on to describe how the Imperial Army took over Sari's research, lauding his experiments as exceptionally dangerous but ripe with potential applications. They shifted operations to an artificial island soon after and began practical testing. One cataclysmic accident later though, and that was the end of it. This artificial island must be a reference to Seal Rock, the very site of our encounter with the present-day Sari. During the battle, my creator's simulacrum exhibited the ability to summon multiple Eggies simultaneously, as well as manifest highly authentic facsimiles of flesh and blood entities. The basis of every one of these unorthodox techniques can be traced back to Master Sari's research into machine-enhanced summoning. Why do you have to talk so complicated like? So I'd say we have enough evidence to support a working theory then, namely that the Allagan military was using a clone of the deceased Sari to perform hazardous experiments, tests which explored the feasibility of aether-chemically bolstered summoning magics. I'm tired reading this. And when we landed on Seal Rock, we must have somehow awoken the remnants of those experiments. So, mayhap we have solved the mystery of who the attacker was, but now I would know the place to where he fled. What refuge exists for such being? Refuge exists, sorry. So, from what I can gather, the results of Sari's work were bundled off to some secret laboratory called the Aether Chemical Research Facility. Oh, wow. So, you know of this place, miss? Is it far? So, Aziz La, if that's where they were keeping Sari's research, then it's possible the clone may have headed there. So, our squad will fly back to Seal Rock and make further investigations. The relics of the past may hold some hint we haven't yet considered. An excellent idea, thank you. We shall return to Gridania for the time being. Cool. So let's go back to Gridania. So there's apparently no fighting this episode. It's just going to be... let's just talk and talk and talk and talk. But for those of you who have seen, you know what's coming at the level 70 quests. So the level 70 quest should be a nice challenge for us. Be worth it though. And like I said, the levels are going by so fast. Like, I'm to be honest, at this speed, I'm thinking 3 or 4 months, I'll be all 70. Every single class in the game. So, yeah, I really do believe that. But we will see, we will see. But then the question will be, what do I do? And I'll probably have to make videos to explain what you do when you've finished all of your goals in an MMO. As in, if you want to keep playing, not like, oh, just play other games. But we will see. We will see when we get to that point. So here's Mithrie. Let's talk to her. So, I received an update from Captain Wolf regarding their investigations on Seal Rock. It would seem that certain of the Allegan relics have shown signs of recent activation. The mechanisms were too heavily damaged to offer more in the way of useful information. However, I fear we must brave this Aziz La facility and search for Sari ourselves. Is that what he was hoping for when he said, "I will be waiting"? It is possible. I did not think the detail more important at the time, but the lock engaged by Master Sari's simulacrum was not of the strictest tier. Rather, the seal is one which fades upon the sealer's demise. Then he was goading us into finding and defeating him. Another challenge, or is it simply a trap? I am not fond of rushing into the unknown. Rid yourself of the worst, Mithrie, and I will learn the present circumstances of the research facility. Cool. Let's complete. So that was a simple quest. Again, a lot shorter than I thought it would be, but whatever. So anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie. Bye, guys.